What's up, everyone? I'm GKB, the governor, and your host of the sexiest and best damn podcast Tuesday nights, The Console Corner. Tonight is our awesome Halloween special. I'm dressed up as, you've guessed it, the governor. On last week's show, we talked about Red Dead 2, Halo Wars 2, and Nintendo Switch. Make sure you check it out if you haven't already. On this week's show, we'll be talking about Skyrim, Dead Rising 4, Doom, and a ton of news. I can't wait to see what our panel thinks about some of these awesome topics tonight. Please, everyone, make sure you're subscribed and following everyone so you can stay up to date on what we're doing. If you could also be really cool, hit that like button. We're putting on an awesome show for you tonight, so that would be greatly appreciated. But first, let's go ahead and introduce our great panel of epic gamers for this week's show, starting off with our awesome regulars on the console corner. First up, we have Lady Fox Fire.
Woo! What's up? What's up, everybody?
This is too good. Too good. Next, we have BrewtalKnight.
I can't see shit!
You gotta turn your head sideways so they can see what you are.
Oh, I'm just a silly horse.
Oh, man.
Oh my god, I'm dying in this fucking mask already.
Next up, we have the First Lady of Xbox, SheWulf.
What's up, everyone? So happy to be here, and should be good and should be funny.
All right, now on to our last two finalists for the new member of the console corner. So let's go ahead and first introduce Mr. Phantom. How you doing tonight, bro?
I'm doing well. How are you guys all doing?
Doing pretty good, man. I'm going to try and hold this train wreck together here. And next we have the... I'll let him introduce himself. It's Noof, everybody.
Hey, what's up? It's the Frappinator. Everybody, it's Noof Nick. I'm good to be here. We're going to have one hell of a show. It's the post-Halloween edition. It's going to be good.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so before we get into any of the topics or anything like that, as you all know, we love the community, and we have the epic clip of the week to get the show off, to show off some awesome gaming moments from the community. It's just a small way we give back to the community. And this week's winner is Daddy Likes Beer with his epic drop shot kill. I think he killed all of us on the team. It was pretty crazy. Check it out, everybody.
Oh yeah, he was messing me up pretty good.
Yeah, he messed us all up.
I remember. It was too much. I was about to kick him out.
So congratulations to Daddy Likes Beers. Make sure you go ahead and get us your videos every week so we can showcase you on the show.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, so like we do every week on the show, let's go ahead and get into what we played for the week. It's my favorite part of the show. I love hearing what everybody's been playing as far as video games go. So let's go ahead and start with the Fox.
Oh no, I just took my mask off too. I was like, I can't make it through this. All right.
Well, at least you get it out
All
of
right,
the way.
what's up, everybody? What's up? So yeah, the games I've been playing. Let's see, because I don't have my glasses. From what I remember, Guitar Hero on the 360, The Walking Dead Telltale Games, I finished Season 2, and then I started Michonne, and Gears of War, of course, with the community game time. That was awesome. We stayed up all the way till 2, and we were just playing. Everybody was in there. Mooch he wanted to keep going, and we were like, we're done. But yeah, it was awesome. Thanks to everybody for coming out and still hanging out with us, even though the stars, GKB and SheWulf, went to sleep. So that was awesome.
Awesome. All right, so what about you, the Terminator or Floppinator, whatever the heck the name is?
Frappinator. Well, I've been really busy playing Gears of War 4. What a freaking game it is. I finally got to beat it, all thanks to Bam Bam. Great job, love the game, awesome stuff. That's what I've been playing. Hope to play some Battlefield 1 very soon too.
Oh, I'm dying right now.
Hey, he finished Gears. That's all I got out of that.
For real. What about you, Phantom? What you been playing, bro?
Well, I just got Titanfall 2 the other day, so I've been streaming that up and rolling the campaign with everybody online as I'm playing it, but jumping back and forth between Titanfall 2 and Battlefield 1. So that game's got me hooked.
Nice. That's awesome, man. Let's go ahead and go with the pony extraordinaire, Mr. Brutal.
God damn it. I knew that was going to happen at one point in this show, but what have I been playing this week? I actually played through Slain again, trying to finish some of those really hard achievements. I was played some Titanfall. That was good. Not Titanfall 2. No, I didn't play that yet. What else did I play? I played some Doom. I wanted to check out that new DLC. And I played my game for discussion this week, which was Slender. So we'll talk about that in a little while.
Sweet.
Oh, cool.
All right, cool. So let's go ahead and go with SheWulf. What you been playing?
Truthfully, I think I've been lacking this week. I really haven't played a whole lot. Obviously played, I was playing a bit of Outlast, played Gears with everyone on Community Game Time, played Titanfall 1. Yeah, that's right. Titanfall 1, people. That's really about it. I haven't played that much this week. I know, that's sad, disappointing.
All right, so it's taking me a minute to click all the mics back on here. So for me, let's see, I've been playing Battlefield. I played a little bit of the Slender game. It's really been about it, honestly. I've been working on the console corner a lot all weekend, so I really didn't have a lot of time to play. So we can put on an awesome show for you. Oh my God, Brutal, you're killing me.
He's a goner.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway,
So, a bunch of horseshit.
Literally.
All right, let's go on to our first segment of the night, and that's the news. Gosh.
What's up, everyone? All right, so it's time for the news now. Again, I'm kind of lacking a little bit, but our very first topic, because we talked about games with gold for Xbox last week, we're actually going to bring up the topic of PlayStation Plus games. So with the lineup that was given, I guess it wasn't completely too bad. So what does everybody think? Start with somebody.
I think it's pretty good. I'm more interested in like the PlayStation 3 games that they have, even though I already have them on the Xbox One. But I mean, I don't really care for the PlayStation 4 and the Vita games really. But then again, I really don't care for the Xbox Ones either. So they're okay, I guess, all of them. So yeah, the PS3 ones are Dirt 3 and Costume Quest. So that was actually pretty interesting.
Big shout out to Scrotum. I love that name, bro. We played Borderlands. I forgot about that. We did play Borderlands this weekend. So
Damn, he was like, "You forgot about me, bro."
I was like, yeah, as far as the PlayStation Plus games, I think it's pretty cool. Like everybody's gone to Rapture. If you're into like those walking simulator type games, it's got a good story and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty cool. The Deadly Tower of Monsters, I don't really know what that game is, but I think it's a good pick. Again, with all these multi-plats and everything out right now, I don't think they're throwing out like huge games. They want people to go out and buy the new ones. So.
I picked up Costume Quest 2 in like a pack when I was picking up games for trying to find some games for discussion. I started it, but it's just not really my thing. So I didn't give it a full chance. I mean, I played like the first like 15 minutes of it, and I just could tell I wasn't gonna like it. But I like Dirt though. The Dirt series is badass. So
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
The rest I could really care less about. What was it? Return to Rapture, or the Rapture's coming, or something like that? What is it? Oh yeah, I'd like to check that out. That seems cool.
It sounds interesting, but I don't know if I would like it.
And yes, crap, I do keep heads in fish tanks, bro. I'm the governor after all. Come on. Anybody else have games on PlayStation Plus?
Well, then
That would have
everyone's
been cool.
down the Raptor game. That does look pretty good. I might download it. We'll see what happens. But as far as the rest of it, I don't have a PS3. I don't have a Vita anymore. So, yeah, I guess I'll pass on those.
Yeah, he said
I
forget that
don't
garbage.
know. Everything's flat in the Raptor now. I've seen videos like, I don't know, like, is it much action in that game? Because everything I just kind of see people just walking around. I don't know.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. I mean, it's a walking simulator, and you're trying to figure out the story of what's going on. That's basically it.
Cool. Sounds like something my grandmother does.
Well played, sir.
What about you, fan? What do you think?
Games with gold for Xbox, pretty sweet. I mean, I played a couple of the 360 backwards compat titles because I had them way back then. I'm like, oh man, I got to jump back into these, and you know. But I'm excited for November's games with gold for Xbox because I want to try out that Murdered Soul Suspect, I think it's called. I've been eyeballing that for a while now. I'm like, oh, it's going to be our next one coming up, so
Yeah, man,
I'm excited
Murder
for that.
good.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that, but this month, I mean, I had no time. You know, you got Titanfall, Gears, Forza. I mean, Battlefield 1. I mean, everything's just sucking up any free time I got. So,
Well, did you look at the PlayStation games for PlayStation Plus?
well, I don't have any of them. I watched some people streaming some of them and stuff like that, and they look amazing. But I mean, I wouldn't have any other way of like jumping in and playing that unless I break down and buy a PlayStation here.
I feel you there, man. Oop. What else we got, SheWulf?
Yeah.
Trying to click around everywhere.
This
It's
is
just
just for you, chicken.
Oh.
There you go, buddy.
Alright, so moving on to the next topic, or at least next part of the news, of course, is the Microsoft event Impressions, my bad, sorry. What was everybody's impressions of Microsoft?
Freaking awesome!
That dial is bay. That dial is bay. Nay,
Surface Book.
motherfucker. Yeah, the Surface Book looks awesome. Who wants to start the conversation about the Surface Studio? I know that's what's on everyone's mind. Plus the 3D, dude. This entire creators package that they're doing. What's the official name? Creator something? You guys know?
Nope.
I don't. Yeah, it's like Creator Studio or something. It's Creators Package or something like that. I don't
The
know.
one that comes with like 3D and all that stuff.
All the stuff that they're pushing out with this new version of Windows 10 looks incredible. I'm really excited about the ability to like 3D to render like live objects and like a 3D like that 3D scan that they were doing that she was showing off looks really cool. Like I'm not a big like graphic designer or anything, but the new Paint app, the new Microsoft Paint updated with like 3D capability and stuff I think it's gonna be a really cool learning tool across the board from pro stuff to just kids getting into like graphic design or like wanting to like play around with their like creative side. Like I think that's awesome to make that kind of stuff like so available at a decent price for like entry level stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think everything about the event was like really awesome. They're definitely taking a playbook like from Apple and all that kind of stuff, which is really cool. Apple did some great things back in the day. I really like the 3D for everyone thing. I think that's really awesome. It's going to bring up a lot of creators to make awesome 3D art and all that kind of stuff coming up. My biggest thing like as far as like Xbox and gaming is concerned was the Beam integration with like Windows 10.
Oh yes.
Ever since they acquired, Beam, I was hoping they would push it and go in this route. And it's really nice to see that they are. That's going to be integrating with every Windows 10 machine, and you're going to be able to stream. It's going to come on the Xbox as well, so that's really awesome. I really like too, like how they started the show, and how they said that they were putting gaming first, and it really shows in their Microsoft show that they started the show with gaming, right? So that's fantastic to see, and that's really great for gamers and all that kind of stuff. I agree too. Like the Surface Studio was my favorite hardware of all. Like to be able to put that monitor down, draw on it like a Wacom, is really cool. As a content creator and all that kind of stuff, that really speaks to me. It's a little bit out of my budget right now, but maybe one day I'll be able to get one.
Oh yeah, one day.
Yeah, one day. But yeah, that's my takeaway from it.
I think the utility of that dial is so cool, man.
Yeah.
It seems like Microsoft is trying to push more towards that designer, like creator side of the consumer base. Like, because how long has Apple been like the go-to for graphic designers and things?
Oh, dude, they've been dominating for like the longest
Yep.
time. Man.
Right? I mean, like most of like the professional graphic designers I know are running Mac products or Apple products, and the studio looks like it's set up to like crush, to do really, really well. I mean, and to be honest, like the hardware that they're putting in there is pretty fair, competitively priced, I should say, against like other prefabricated like machines. Obviously, you can build your own for cheaper, but from what Microsoft's offering and compared to what Apple's offering, you're probably going to get a better deal on hardware coming out of the Surface.
Yeah, I really like the stuff that they showed. The Surface Studio makes me want to be an artist. I like that a lot, and I wish I could draw and stuff as good as like Graphic God and SheWulf and them. To buy that, and that'll be awesome. And I like the dial. It looks cool. That's a nice feature, something different. But I like that they're going after like Apple's people, like their market. They're like going after them and saying, "Hey, look, we got this cool stuff that you try over here." And I know a lot of people, well, not personally, but online, that I was reading about online friends, and they were like, "Damn, that looks really interesting. Maybe I don't have to use MacBook and all that stuff all the time." But it is expensive, though. I mean, that's the crazy part. But it's quality stuff. I like the Beam stuff as well. I like that they showed that you interacting with them and telling them to go off-road and stuff like that. So that was cool. I can't wait to get like Beam on the Xbox, though, actually. That would be even better. But yeah, like they show a lot of cool stuff.
Too. Like
What?
there was like the the toolbar that you can actually interact with people faster and all that
Yep.
stuff. Like you can have your favorite people down on your taskbar. I thought that there was a lot of neat features that they were offering to everybody at least.
Yeah. Yep. I like that. You have your favorite
Is there
peeps
any
on there.
speculation as to when we're going to see the Beam integration on the Xbox Live dashboard?
I saw
Go ahead, Fox.
I saw a tweet that they were saying December, but like I thought it was spring, so
Yeah.
somewhere around then.
I'm thinking the spring with the spring update that they were talking about.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's all coming then.
I think it's
I
going
think
to
you're right.
go live in the spring, but if you're part of the insider program, I think it's in one of our updates coming up. So we'll be actually messing around with that here shortly and getting all the bugs and everything out of it.
So yeah, there you go. That's cool.
Go people.
As far as that presentation, that was amazing. I'm glad to see Microsoft step it up and actually get into the game to give everybody another option than Mac. I mean, they've been knocking it out of the park, and every AAA studio uses some form of a Mac product for their design. And that Surface Studio, from what I understand, it's Microsoft's actual first PC they've actually built ever.
Right.
They've always been software side, and now they're actually going into hardware side with the Surface Book, the Surface 4, and now the Surface Studio. And from designers and stuff that I know, they love the actual Surface Pen over any of the third-party stuff or even that Mac puts out. So it's great to see them like stepping it up and actually running with also Beam once they acquired it, instead of throwing it on the back burner like sometimes they've done in the past with other things. So good things are coming for us.
Absolutely, man. The future is definitely bright.
Yeah, overall it was really good. I mean, they even showed off some like VR stuff as well, so that was awesome. I mean, I like the whole event. I like everything that they showed, even though I'm more interested in like the MacBook and I mean the Surface Book or whatever. But yeah, I like that. Overall, it was a good show.
Absolutely.
Everyone in the chat's wondering who's the pony.
That would be Mr. BrewtalKnight.
I can't see a damn thing out of this thing anymore.
Maybe if he had a beer bottle shoved in his face, maybe they would recognize him.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I know.
As they say, everything must come to the surface. Microsoft.
Absolutely.
Oh God! All right. If you guys, I've seen my name pop up in the chat a couple times. If you're asking me a question, I can't see shit. So I'm like working. I'm like working through 2 nostrils here. So
Awesome. What other topics we got?
Yeah. I don't know. This is pretty crazy.
She's like, I don't know what's going on anymore.
No, I got one. Okay, so. Anyways, alright. As everyone knows, a lot of games have been delayed in the last couple of months, almost pretty much this whole year, which has just been like delay central. But hey, Watch Dogs 2 has gone gold. So, what's everyone's opinions and impressions on that?
I think I'm like one of the only ones that's kind of excited about Watch Dogs 2. I wasn't like a big proponent of number 1. It didn't really appeal to me, but everything I saw of Watch Dogs 2 looks really cool. It got me hooked like right off the bat. I thought it was really cool that they're amping up the whole hacking aspects. God, I can't even talk. I can't even. Whatever. I really like all the drones and all the robot stuff that he's using to get through everything. I thought that's really cool. I even like, the character I thought was really awesome. And the environments look really great. Everything looks really cool. It's got like that whole like GTA look to it, so that's good. I like seeing games like actually hitting the gold. Like, I don't know, like earlier in the year, like we didn't see really games like putting out that, hey, they're going gold. It's kind of like right up to the point that they're released. They're either delayed or they just get released and they don't really go gold. I like that the studios are actually making an effort to get to gold before they release. That's always a good sign for, that they've got everything into the game. So that's really cool.
I think the new setting for Watch Dogs 2 is going to be pretty badass, man. I was kind of on the same train with you, man. Like, I didn't like Watch Dogs 1. When Watch Dogs 2 got announced, I was kind of just indifferent about it. But it looks good. The whole subculture of, like, hacking and, like, how they've, like, kind of capitalized on that, it plays in really well with, like, today's society. And they, just the game, I played, like, a little bit of the first one, but I just didn't really, I wasn't digging it too much. I'm probably not going to pick this up on day one or anything like that, but depending on, like, once I get to see more gameplay and things like that, I'll kind of decide if I like it or not. Like, we've kind of had a discussion before that we don't like I don't at least like that Grand Theft Auto style gameplay too much. Sorry for whoever does, but I don't, and I'm gonna just give it a chance before I pick up on it. I'm not too excited about it. I think the trailers look good. But I'll probably pass on it until later. Discount season.
Well, I'm with you, Brutal. I definitely think that it looks like head and shoulders better than its predecessor, and I'm sure it's had a little bit more development time and things. But I don't know. It's just another open world game to me, and I barely can find the time to play the ones I have. So for me, it doesn't strike the right chord. I'm sure it will be okay sales wise. It's a multi-plat, but I don't know, like, I don't mean to sound uneducated here, but what's the release date for this game?
It's like next month, right?
Yeah, I think it's pretty soon.
It's coming out this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God! Well, that's going to change. At least get that for next year.
Yeah, it's coming out next month.
That'd have been the perfect spring title, whenever everything dies down.
Yeah, which is I agree. Which is definitely when I think people are going to pick it up, which will be later on, not right now.
True.
I've been excited for Watch Dogs 2. I was probably one of the ones that early early on when 1 came out, I'm like, oh my God, here's something different in the way the gameplay is. You have to hack cameras to, you can zoom around all over town, hack bridges when you're running from people, and other cool things like that. So the idea behind the game is amazing. And now that 2 was, talked about, I was like, oh man, here's another pre-order. There, my wallet's getting skinnier and skinnier by the week, but it looks like they polished up a lot of the issues that was in Watch Dogs and fixed that and amped it up in Watch Dogs 2, which is great. We'll have to see how much more they changed. I heard there's supposed to be drone racing where you can take your drone and race it as part of missions and stuff. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be above and beyond better than the first one itself. But it's hitting in a tough part of the year, though. That's the only problem I see.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It's definitely in a rough part there.
Well, I would.
I can even watch cats go as they would.
Oh God.
I didn't catch that.
That scared me though. I know that.
Awesome.
I'll sit on the balcony and watch cats cross the road. Watch cats, get it?
What the? Watch cats.
Cool.
But yeah, like I wish the game the best. I mean, I don't think it's in the right position. Like I agree with you guys on that. Whether it is better than the first one, well, we'll see. I hope so, because the first one had great ideas, but they didn't implement it properly. I feel like when I started the game, I was already bored off the bat. That's not good. I wasn't excited when I started playing the first one. So hopefully the second one is better. They did it right, and people can go out there and pick it up. But I have a feeling people are going to wait for next year and pick it up whenever things slow down. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Especially like Modern Warfare and all that coming out. Like, people are probably going to wait till next year. I agree. 100%.
And then we'll just call it watch the price go down.
Save some money.
It definitely should have been like a spring release, early 17 release, just because of everything that's dropping right now. And I totally agree with about Watch Dogs 1. The beginning story mode is like so slow to get things rolling, and you're like, oh my God, come on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the story itself is great, but
the fact that you have to push through it, that's not a good sign. Hopefully they fix that in the second one. I wish them the best. I'm not gonna pick it up, and if I do, it'll be another time, not right now. I'm not interested.
And what's kind of neat about it and bad about it at the same time is it's a different character from the first one that you're playing. So, thing is, Aiden Pierce was the main character in the first one. Yeah, I don't know if he makes like cameo appearances. Yeah, but this is a second character, so different story, different everything. So we'll see.
If anything, they might mention him as another hacker that you've heard about or something. I don't know if he's gonna come out, but if they do, that's strictly for the fans. That would be cool.
Well, I believe they will, just because Watch Dogs 2, it's a reboot after you spoiler alert if nobody's ever played the first one. you actually crash the whole system in the first one, and so that's when second one takes place. It's a reboot 2.0 of the original system, so, and that's where Watch Dogs 2 takes off from.
Sweet.
Awesome. Thanks everybody to the 85 plus watching us right now. You guys are awesome. We really appreciate it. I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. Yes, SheWulf beat me up. Michonne stabbed me in the eye. All that kind of cool stuff.
I was like, what the? I'm gonna open some M&Ms, people.
Oh, them M&Ms.
Who wants some?
Alrighty. So, with that, first, new people are saying that they can hardly hear you with the mask, so I just wanted to let you know.
Okay.
other than that, we're now going to move on to a topic that's actually gotten a lot of people triggered over the last little while.
Oh shit! Triggered.
So yeah, anyone who's watching, hopefully you don't get triggered. But
Tell them.
Titanfall 2 has actually sold 25% less than Titanfall 1. It's actually pretty, which is pretty surprising, I guess. So what's everyone thought?
Well,
Go ahead, Van.
I was
go
gonna say they shot themselves in the foot with the whole stuff with Sony and the marketing and EA Access. So they started off bad right off the bat. So it left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. So when it did launch, everybody's like, ugh. I mean, if that whole stuff was kept behind closed doors, I guarantee you sales would be up. And they're going to slowly grow as, you know, the actual reviews and, you know, people come out with gameplay of it. And because it's a polished game, it's real smooth. They did a great job so far in the campaign that I've played. So all around game mechanics are real smooth and everything. But I think they shot themselves in the foot with that whole fighting for multi-platform shenanigans that went down.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a lot of different things that's really causing, the not great sales right now, which is kind of sad. You know, like we love the first Titanfall. Like we were so on board. This was like one of our most anticipated games, and then there was just this domino effect of, you know, bad thing after bad thing, and you know, and at that point I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna wait and pass it right now. And where it is in between Battlefield 1 and COD is just really, you know, I said like back then, you know, I enjoyed that they actually had enough balls to do this, but it's really not working for them right now. And the sales are showing that they're sandwiched right in between some big hitters, as we've seen with other games that tried to do this as well. It just doesn't work out good for you. So the placement wasn't good. It just didn't have room to breathe, honestly. And the other stuff, and I think a lot of, you know, Xbox fans and PlayStation fans, because they didn't get the first game or whatnot, maybe they're not happy about that, and they don't want to support this game. And the Xbox fans with EA Access and all the other shenanigans that went on, didn't want to pick it up either, which is kind of sad, but, you know, it is what it is right now.
I think you're right, dude. I think the biggest factor in the poor sales is the fact of the time of year that are released and the titles that are releasing around it. There's a select few people in the grand scheme that have enough money to dump out money for all these big hits coming out in this fall through the holiday season. And I really don't think that that this whole marketing fiasco that a lot of people are talking about and that's been making a lot of like headlines has that big of an. I don't think there's enough hardcore gamers that pay attention to that part as far as like the customer base goes to affect sales as dramatic as we've seen it so far. I'm not saying that it's not important, that some people don't recognize it. Obviously, yeah, and it's clear we see a lot of people that are distraught about it, and to each their own. I don't think that that's playing the biggest factor in the poor sales. I think one, we had a semi lackluster tech test that kind of, the game was built up so much, right? For a lot of the people, the Xbox people that played Titanfall when it first came out and that liked Titanfall, a lot of people were let down when it came out first. So when this tech test came out, that kind of took the wind out of their sails a little bit. And then the fact with that coupled with the release date that they had, it was ambitious, yeah. And at the beginning, we were like, "Oh, Titanfall might do it." Like we thought they might actually succeed where they were releasing it, but it just didn't work out the way that we thought I'm sure that they thought it would. And it's sad. Like Titanfall is an awesome title. I haven't played 2 yet. I've heard both good and bad things. I've heard people that were praising the tech test don't like it anymore. People that didn't like the tech test like it now. Like, it's interesting. I'd like to play the campaign for sure, but I'll probably put this one on the back burner, to be honest.
Right.
I said we should just like get it from.
Yeah, I mean, if you just like want to burn through the campaign, like why not? Like, we've had a taste of the multiplayer. Like, if you want to get through the campaign, I hear it's not that long. You could probably get through it with a red box rental, even if you want to keep it for an extra couple days or like GameFly it or something. But I don't know. I think it goes back to what we've said before, right? Like, there's I'm trying to really hard to like keep myself serious in this horse mask, but
That ain't gonna happen.
we said it before, like keeping expectations in check. There's good to have high hopes for a game, but at the same time, I think that sometimes it throws you off when the game finally comes out. It kind of sweeps the rug out from under your feet, and you kind of feel let down, right? And I think that's true for a lot of the games that have come out this generation. And this is just another example of that.
Personally, the thing that I couldn't understand, I still don't fully grasp it, is obviously this game, Titanfall 2, is from the same publisher. It's from EA. Like, I don't understand the logic in thinking, let's throw out two major AAA releases within weeks of each other. On top of that, they're competing with the Call of Duty. They're competing with Gears of War, even though that's a third person. Just doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't think the whole on-air shenanigans stuff that's been happening on Twitter, and I don't think that's going to play a huge part in the overall sales. I think there's some hardcore fanboys out there that are going to take a side and go with that. But I think overall, I think it's the release schedule. And I'd like to ask all you guys on the panel as well, like how many games all of you guys normally buy a year? I'd say on average, I'd practically even out to about a game a month. But I think the average consumer, especially the ones heading into the holiday season, they're probably just buying like I would like imagine the average 13-year-old, for example, is buying games, probably only going to get to pick about 3 or 4 games a year, and they're going to come down and they're not going to pick stuff based on the review scores. They're going to pick stuff based on what their friends are telling them to get, and chances are that's going to be Call of Duty 9 chance out of 10.
Right.
Yep.
Like,
Completely agree.
like for us, like Noof, to answer your question, like we get as many games as we can in the month because, you know, as being content creators and on YouTube and doing the shows, all the stuff all the time, we have to get these games and play them. I did not get Titanfall 2. I said multiple times I wasn't going to do it because of the tech test and, other things, so I'm not going to do that. Maybe Black Friday when they have, maybe a good deal on it, or, next year when it's in the vault or when it's cheaper, I might pick it up then, But yeah, like I try to get as many games as we can to at least give impressions or reviews on them for everybody out there. But yeah, we're not the normal ones, like you said. Like kids out there, they probably don't get those many games. You're probably right, just a couple a year. Like with our kids, we only get them a few a year as well. So
Yeah, definitely. I agree with a lot of the stuff you guys are saying. I mean, from the fact that a lot of people are going to wait till it goes in the vault, or from the fact that, why did EA release 2 games right off the bat, or like together so close? I mean, in a way, I kind of feel like they were trying to eliminate Call of Duty, so you already had your fill with Titanfall and Battlefield. But I think Titanfall, bit themselves in the ass. I think they put themselves in that position, and the fact that they have low sales, that's their own fault. I feel like they left a sour taste in everybody's mouth, or something, because some people like it, but some people are just not interested at all. They don't. I know people that are not even looking into it. I'm like, hey, you see that new Titanfall 2? And they're like, no, I don't even care to look.
Right.
Usually they go, oh, let me go check out the trailer. They don't care, So I think they shot themselves in the foot. So I'm not surprised that they are where they are right now. If later on people pick it up, that's cool. I mean, I even said I was interested in the campaign, so I'll probably do that later on.
I didn't like the tech test. That's the whole reason I haven't plunked my money down. I just wasn't a fan of the tech test. Maybe it's a lot different. Maybe I'll try it out down the road. Maybe they'll bring out a demo of the campaign or something. But, I think it's just a bad move overall.
And what I don't get about their whole time of their launch is why didn't they do it in March when it would have been their 3-year anniversary?
exactly.
And they could have hyped that up and it rolled with that. So, I mean, it's tough when you got like big established AAA titles launching, holiday season. Everybody wants to get in on, that extra money people are putting out for the holiday season. But I mean, unless you got a good, strong campaign out there pushing the media and stuff like that, you can't have nothing bad go on, or you're sitting duck out there. And then we've seen that with a few titles already. So one being Recore and the other being, Titanfall 2.
Another thing is when people bought Titanfall 1, like even myself, I thought it was completely different than Call of Duty, so that's why I wanted to check out what that world was like. And I think everybody nowadays is talking about how Titanfall 2 is so like Call of Duty. And most of the people are so used to getting Call of Duty and the fact that you're getting a remaster of a great Call of Duty from before. I mean, they rather go with the real thing instead of some copy.
No, that's
another
a great
thing.
point.
Yeah, that's another thing that messes people up, and they're like, nah, I'd rather get Call of Duty. That's an actual good, well-known name compared to Titanfall, which was only Xbox exclusive beforehand.
No, that's a great point. Like, if the reviews are coming out and it's kind of like, or people are talking about it and there's, referencing Call of Duty, and Titanfall 2 is like a similar game. That's a great point. Like, people are just gonna buy COD. So
Yeah.
Big shout out to the 95 plus that's been watching. You guys rock. We love you guys. Thank you so much.
Maybe what they should have done with Titanfall, it's not call it Titanfall 2, because now this version is a multi-platform. So when the PS4 people are getting it, they're like, oh, Titanfall 2. And it's kind of like a slap in their face every time they go to play it, that their second choice,
Not only that, but the people that don't know any better, they're like, well, I'm not going to get that one. I'll wait for the first one. I got to look to see when that's on sale. And they don't know that it's not on the PlayStation. And they're kind of confused, like, oh, I can't play 2 because I didn't play 1. That's really dumb.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty, well, back to you, GK.
Well, there's one other news topic that I want to throw out everybody and see what they thought about it. Is Phil Spencer came out and said, as far as VR going to Scorpio, he's gonna wait until there's actually good stuff and it's not like gimmicks and all that stuff. And I want to go around just real quickly. I know it's the VR topic and I want to go on a huge rant about VR, but what does everyone think about Phil Spencer kind of making a stance at this point about VR?
I think it's good in the way for Xbox to take the initiative and say, hey, we're not going to settle for cheap demo stuff you would find at the mall kind of VR stuff. We want you to take our power of our console, max it out, build the best stuff you can, and we're going to put it out there and we're going to market it. Yeah. Not these you would find in your app store type games, but actual full polished, VR world for Fallout 4 or something like that. So I'm glad that they're letting everybody know, hey, we're not just going to jump on board and run with this, and if it starts to fail, we're going to back off on it, but we're going to give them the platform and the time to build something great for our gamers and not push them into a time frame of, hey, Scorpio's out next year, we want VR within the month before launch, and
Right. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you too. I'm happy with this stance as well. I think he sees where the current state of VR is, and a lot of us already said it's kind of early. I don't there's people out there that jump on board and stuff like that right away, and that's fine. I'm taking the wait and see approach because I don't want to invest this much money into something that's just not gonna to be there in a year or two or whatever the case may be. So I like that he's actually looking at it, being there's not enough out there for us to really say yeah or no, we're gonna do this kind of thing. And I think that's fantastic. That's how you should be looking at stuff. You don't want people that are gonna buy a lot of things and just not have the support later on for it. I mean, there's an argument for the Kinect, and that's fine, but they did support that for the 360 and part of the Xbox One lifespan. So but yeah, for me, I've never been on board with VR. I've been vocal about that kind of stuff, and I won't be probably anytime soon until we get that holodeck. That's what I want.
That realistic holodeck.
It's interesting that you bring up the Kinect, because at least with the Kinect, it was a $150 investment. Right now, with the PlayStation VR being the most affordable option, I suppose, out of the gate, and that's still not exactly cheap. I think Microsoft is doing the right thing with the take and wait and see approach, because they're going to see what Sony does. I think they'll build on that. And when the Scorpio comes out, obviously, I'm pretty sure as they're developing Scorpio right now, they're developing it with that thought in the background, We want to make sure that our machine can handle VR to its fullest. We want to make sure that this VR doesn't turn into being a $700 afterthought that's nobody's using in 2 or 3 years, because that's a lot of money to kind of chuck down the drain. And there is potential for VR to be huge, but there's also lots of potential for VR to really be a missed opportunity by companies. And again, that's where he's going with this whole tech demo. We don't need gimmick games. We need stuff that's going to solidify our experience, and it's really going to say, man, I'm going to buy a Scorpio, but I'm going to buy a Scorpio because it does VR and it does VR well. So I think they're doing the smart thing by just sort of waiting on the wings a little bit and making sure that the technology is ready to roll.
And the other thing too is, Phil Spencer talks with all these AAA devs too. I mean, do they have the programming and the resources to jump on board with VR right now and start converting, say, an Assassin's Creed, whatever the next one may be from Ubisoft, into like a VR in less than a year? I mean, it takes them a couple of years to release one of those games. Now you're talking VR. So
yeah, that's a good point.
That's the other thing too. I don't think many devs out there, besides ones that have been working in VR for over the last 5-10 years, perfecting the way it is. But
yeah, I mean, I think a lot of devs too are working on their AAA titles and all that kind of stuff right now, and I think that's why you're not seeing a lot of games at this point, because they just don't have the manpower to put on like a big AAA VR type experience right now too. So I think that's a great point for sure.
Because I know for a fact I'd love to, swan dive off some building in VR, Assassin's Creed style.
Oh shit! You're crazy. Hell no.
That would be crazy.
It's a good point, though, GKB. You just talked about that, about developers now having to switch to the VR thing, and that's a really great point, because we saw what switching development to the Kinect almost did to Rare. It nearly destroyed them. I mean, they turned into being like a AAA game company into basically almost like a joke overnight, just making like those little Kinect games and stuff. So I hate to see that happen to some really talented devs, because they're just being pushed to make VR as more of an afterthought,
Yeah, definitely go with the developers that want to do this and do it right, rather than just anybody that you can scrounge up. It was like, no, thank you. I don't want that game. That game's gonna run like poopies. No, thank you. But besides that, I like that he's saying that he's coming out now and he's stating that as a fact. And quality over quantity. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
It's so hard to recover from a poor launch and to come back and be like, oh no, guys, it's good now. I promise. So I'm just going to regurgitate everything everybody else already said. I'm happy that they're taking their time. Come out with a strong release when it's ready, when you feel like it's going to stand up to the critics of current VR, and that you think that it's going to maintain and bring in new people to want to actually try the game. Like, games aren't selling me on VR right now. I don't care what game it is. Like, it looks cool, but it's not the foundation's not there to build on right now. I mean, if you want to be the first to come out and say, yeah, I was the first to come out, that we came out with VR first, we're the originators of like this new wave of virtual reality, but pushing it out, a product that, in my opinion, and I'm not targeting any company in particular, I don't think VR is ready on whichever platform you pick it up right now. It's gimmicky to me still. And once you can come out with a strong product that gets people excited, that's where you're going to see success with VR. From strictly speaking, from a sales point of view, not even the content that they're providing. So, kudos to them for waiting. My hat's off to you. I mean, you guys all know my opinion. VR is shit right now. So,
I think Phil also has inside, information on how the whole VR scene is going, since Microsoft's been kind of working with Oculus, so they kind of have like a inside view as to where the whole VR is set at this moment, and they're where they'll be possibly in the next year or 2 years or 5 years, as far as what kind of product they want to put out with Xbox's name all over it, or and same with PlayStation. They should be thinking the same thing, because this time you're putting so much out there. If it fails, it could be a huge chunk out of your next exclusive title games and stuff like that.
Right. What about SheWulf? She's been kind of quiet lately.
Yeah, SheWulf.
I'm
kind of quiet lately.
I'm just kind of laughing at Fox. She's like down there dancing in the friggin' screen. It's funny to watch. Yeah, there she goes. She's got the hand thing going. Wait, what were we talking about? Oh, the VR thing. Okay, so I still think that it's like beyond its time. I really do. But truthfully, like, it's a cool concept if you have the games to go with it. And we still haven't really seen games that you can play for a long period of time without either getting sick or whether, you get headaches or just hurting your eyes in general. All these games. Everybody keeps making me laugh.
She's a goner.
I am. But no, like it's just when you think about it, the games that have come out, they're like what, maybe 15 minutes long when it comes down to it. And when you're a gamer, you don't want to just like go jump into a game and then it's done. You want to come home, you want to sit, relax, and play a game for a long period of time. So the fact that Microsoft is finally jumping into the VR, I guess, is interesting because they kind of said they wouldn't do it, but at the same time, maybe. But I still think it's too early in its time. If you ask me, anyway.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and move on to our first gaming topic of the night. It's a game that's coming out in a few weeks, well, about a month or so anyway, and that's Dead Rising 4. They released a new trailer that shows off some crazy outfits and a few other things. What did everyone think of the trailer? Are they hyped for this game? I know me as the governor, because I like zombie heads and fish tanks, this definitely speaks to me.
Me as the governor.
Dude, that fucking long man tricycle, bro. It's so awesome. I cannot wait. You look at me when I'm talking to you, GK.
I'm looking at you.
No, man, that trailer just added to the hype for me, man. I'm glad that Frank's back. I think the holiday setting is just gonna be awesome because there's so many like little things laying around, right? Like when he first walks in that trailer and he sees that like mascot head lying on the ground there, and like that little montage it shows of him like trying on different outfits. It just speaks to the game's like whole kit,
Hell yeah.
the whole time. So it's gonna crush. Like the game's gonna be fucking killer. No pun intended, but it's gonna be awesome.
I love how he says like for you to look at him, but it's like your bad eye. So yeah.
I love that hearse/snowmobile vehicle he's on, wiping everybody out. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, that was good times for sure.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the whole freaking trailer was awesome.
There's another weapon in there that looks really cool, and I'm trying to remember which one like caught my attention the most. We've seen the exosuit in previous trailers. Yeah, man.
They had like a laser gun. They had a lightning weapon.
The lightning was cool. Like at the end with the pumpkin head and that axe that he had was pretty cool.
I just bring back the banana hammock and the dildo blaster. That would be fucking awesome.
But they had I like the fact that they snuck in a couple Capcom character like cameos for like dress up that you can do. I don't know if anybody else caught those, but those were pretty cool.
Yeah, Akuma, I think it was.
Yeah.
And Blanca. Oh my god, that's right. Yeah. Blanca was awesome.
Yeah, they had a little like couple seconds in one of the other trailers. I think GKB and I were watching it together. He pointed out that he's like, that was fucking Blanca. I was like, hell,
yeah,
fucking yeah, it was. That looks. I'm so hyped for this game. This game's already day one for me. So.
Yeah.
How can you go wrong with a crossbow candy cane? Well, I guess it's a candy cane crossbow.
Right? That's what I'm saying. This game, it's a perfect blend, like to me, like between like Saints Row and like Dynamite. That's what it reminds me of. Or like one of those, like any type of like zombie survival game, really, or like maybe like Left 4 Dead and Saints Row, because Saints Row had all that crazy shit you could wear, and like all that insanity. So I'm hyped, man. Every trailer comes out, excited.
Yeah, actually, I agree with that. Every trailer I see, I'm like, damn, this shit looks really fun. And I don't really care for Dead Rising. I've tried them here and there. My brother loves them. He has all of them. So I played it through him, and he obviously he's gonna get this one. I was like, oh, I'll play it whenever he buys it. But now I'm like, dude, maybe I'll get my own. This shit looks really fun.
Absolutely.
I would like to like stream like crazy shit like that. That would be really, really fun.
Well, people
I like all the weapons.
Does anyone know? Like, is this actually going to be like online co-op?
I have no idea.
I don't know if it's
actually.
co-op or not. I don't even know if they've talked about it at all yet.
I hope so.
Yeah, dude.
All I know is that Frank is there and he's taking selfies with zombies.
yeah.
That's all I know, and it's
Hell
awesome.
yeah. I love the game. Like, I've loved all the Dead Rising games. I like that they're fun. You know, they don't take themselves seriously. You know, with the selfies and the outfits and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's just fantastic fun. I think, like I said, the game's gonna be a ton of fun. I think the customization is going to be insanity in this game. The exosuit looks really cool. I can't wait to get on that and just go crazy. And what Nuke was saying too about like the car there with a snowmobile, I thought that was like amazing. Like, that's just gonna be bananas. And I'm just like, what do you guys think about like how many zombies are gonna be on screen? Because I think they're upping like the whole weapons and vehicles and all that kind of stuff. So the only way to have a lot of fun is to have a lot of zombies to destroy with these kind of things. So like, do you guys think there's going to be even more than like 3? Because 3 had a lot, but I don't know.
I think he's either going to be the
I
same
saw
or a little bit more.
like some of the. Oh, go ahead, Fox. My bad.
No, it's all good. I was just saying, I think it's going to be the same or just a little bit more. But yeah, either way, that's a lot of freaking zombies when you compare it to other games.
Dude, when you got like exosuits, and you can use like concrete boulders as like axes or like maces or whatever, like there has to be a ton. Like, even in the previews and the trailers we've seen, like there's swarms of them, but I have a feeling there's going to be points where there's just that exosuit's going to be presented to you, and you're just going to be, I mean, talk like thousands of fucking zombies, just hordes to mow through, and it's going to be so satisfying. Like, that game's always been satisfying with the weapon customization and things like that. And Frank's such a good character to add like comedic relief to like a zombie style game. Like, something like supposed to be scary, and there's still like a slight like horror element to it, but it's kind of like Ash vs. Evil Dead or something like that to me.
That's what's so great about all the Dead Rising things, you know, getting in those vehicles and just plowing through as many hordes as you can, watching them fly all splatter and ragdoll all out and everything like that. So, I mean, then exosuits, that's going to be an awesome addition to the game, because from what I'm understanding, you know, you can do more customization with that, but I haven't seen anything about like a co-op mode or anything like that, but that'd be crazy amazing with
What
this.
about them pre-order bonuses?
Right.
Get like,
Well, that's
Yeah,
what, you know,
I was going to say, what do you get? I didn't see that.
get like a dirt. There's one, like a dirt bike with like 2 chainsaws coming out the sides.
Yeah.
The handlebars. There's the candy cane crossbow. There's the there's like these giant green fist things, so you look like the Hulk.
Oh, like
Oh, Hulk hands.
Yeah. And the last one, I think it goes on the exosuit, where it's like a snowman helmet thing, and it like hooks onto the exosuit, so you're like this giant snowman face.
That's cool.
That's
I
awesome.
like I'm gonna be rocking that Girl Scout uniform that he rocked.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
I'm gonna be crushing the game with that thing. I'm just telling you all right now.
You look beautiful.
Yeah, I'm just gonna dress up like I do in real life.
that's what I love about Dead Rising.
What? Who else has something else to say? Who else has anything?
Oh, good. All right. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah,
Go ahead, bro. My bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm done, man.
Yeah, he's done. You go now.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just gonna say, you know, that's what I love about Dead Rising, because unlike zombie games now, they're like a dime a dozen, but every other zombie game you're more or less running away from zombies. You're trying to figure out how to survive. Whereas Dead Rising, you're more or less rushing in and trying to figure out how many creative ways you can take out these.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I love, and it's a great co-op game. Like, I wasn't a big fan of the first 2 Dead Risings, to be quite honest with you. Like, the timer really set me off. I found that they were a little bit slow and clunky. But the third one was really came into its own. Maybe because it didn't take itself so seriously. I don't know. And honestly, I think the developers, I guess it's too late now, but I would have made an achievement for this game where you drive a tank and run over like 1 million zombies, and then you could have had the achievement and call it Tanks a Million.
Ooh, nice.
cool, right?
Yeah, that sounds badass.
Yeah, I was looking into the multiplayer stuff, and I guess Microsoft and them announced with their season pass and DLC, there's like a mini golf online multiplayer mini golf throughout the Dead Rising 4 world.
That's cool.
That'd be kind of neat to see if we get like a little trailer of some of that good stuff. You
awesome.
use like zombie legs and stuff as your putters, and you know what I mean. Their head as the ball. I mean, there's so much stuff they can do with that. That's going to be pretty amazing in itself.
Tip a zombie upside down with his pants down, and then try to hit the golf ball in his ass and call it a hole in one.
That's right.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. All right, cool. I think we killed that one. Let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. And that is Doom's DLC, the Hell Followed. Did everybody get a chance to check out that? And what does everybody think about it?
I played some of it. I've only dealt one of the new maps though on multiplayer. It's cool. I've always been a big fan of the Doom multiplayer. Ever since it came out, it's always played well to me. It was a little, I mean, as with any multiplayer lately, it's a little buggy at the beginning. But as far as the DLC goes, I think I've only gotten like one of the legs armor for like the new armors they came out with. I haven't looked at like a full release or like notes on like what all they've released. I know they released a new weapon. And you can also play as the Cacodemon in multiplayer, which is kind of cool. The Cacodemon's has always been like kind of an iconic Doom demon, so that's cool they added that in. They just made the game better. Doom's been like the sleeper hit of the year, man. I swear, like Bethesda crushed it with this Doom release, and they really breathed a lot of new life into this game. And the DLC you get three DLC packs for like $40 with the season pass. So they're doing really well with that.
Yeah, I agree. I think the maps look insane. The gameplay is frantic, and I love that about that. You know, it's got that old Quake and Unreal Tournament feel. The brutality in these games is it's phenomenal. It just makes me laugh every time. I like the Reaper weapon. I thought it looks great with the skull animation on the top of it. Looked really cool. I like how it was like laughing and doing all kinds of cool stuff as you're like shooting it. The Cacodemon, like Brutal was saying, I think that looks sick. I like how he shoots like this big loogie out of his mouth and like blows people up. And then he goes and like just eats the shit out of you. So that's really cool. I agree with Brutal. Like the Cacodemon is like just quintessential like Doom. So it's really nice that you can go ahead and be that demon now and have a blast in it.
I love when they continue to actually add like more monsters and stuff like that you get to be in Doom. And I also love that they keep adding more colors and customization to your armor as well, because they did add a whole bunch of new sets of those. So, you know, making your character look cool is always a fun thing to do. The 3 new maps, I haven't actually got to play it, but definitely look interesting from anything that I've seen. And again, Doom is all about the demons. So them adding a new demon is just like one of those big plus things to begin with. So
I think.
Yep, I agree. Sorry, I was doing something, but I heard you guys talking about Doom. I was getting an extension cord, but yeah, I'm back.
Ooh.
So the Doom trailer is freaking awesome. I like the new maps. They look big and like scary as hell. You do get like new armor, new weapons, new demons, so that's awesome. But I think we can all safely, agree in this room that Doom does not work on game time. You guys remember that was the game we were supposed to play?
Yeah.
What happened? what happened, people? I was out.
Actually, the
Yeah.
servers weren't working.
Yeah, that game is cursed for us. I'm not even surprised because I was out with my niece and I was like, no, I'm gonna miss game time. Next thing you know, I come home at 10 o'clock and you guys are playing Titanfall. I'm like, what the?
Yep.
So I was like, oh shit, am I ever gonna play this with my friends? I mean, I don't know.
Actually, I want to attempt this during the week.
Did we play like right when Doom came out? We had a night where like a lot of us were playing together.
Yeah, I think that's when like game
We
night
didn't
was like
have
first.
private- Yeah, we didn't have private mode.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
We just had like 2 different teams, and we were playing freeze mode and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was still fun though. Like, I would love for the stars to align to where we could all play together in a private match. That would be.
Well, yeah, we
excellent.
can. We gotta do it like during the week because weekends apparently Doom
Yep.
hates. So
Yep. Apparently.
Yeah, weekends now are like patch Tuesdays. Like, there's patches coming out on the weekends, and there's freaking games coming out on Fridays. Like, what year is it? I don't understand like what's going on with this lately. But yeah, I would really like to play everybody in Doom.
Oh yeah.
I gotta say, hats off to Lady Foxfire and the gang that we teamed up with in Gears 4 on Saturday. Oh my God, we had some of the best private matches you could ever have. It was so
that's
good.
because you were rude and you missed community game time with all of us.
Damn.
I'm gonna call him out because we had like awesome groups going, and he like is all, oh yeah, all the great people were there, but yeah, we weren't there. It's like, wow, just wow, so sad.
But I was there, and it was years, so it makes sense.
No, I heard
pick
there
on
was,
him. I
I
always
heard there
do.
was a big snarl with the Doom and everything, and I figured you guys were going to switch over to Battlefield or something. Did you guys go over there?
Nope. We went to Titanfall. Mooch wanted to play Titanfall 1.
I was late getting back. I was actually out, so when I got back, I guess you guys had already wrapped that stuff up, and I just happened to find a few stragglers over on Gears. So.
There you go.
Yeah, it was still part of the game time. It was still most of the same crew. But it was funny because you missed it. When we were playing Titanfall, Crap Gamer was talking about Titanfall 2 the whole time.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was. It was like the Titanfall 2 spokesman. The hype
Yeah,
man.
he was.
That was that Titanfall 2. Anybody else about the Doom DLC?
I
It
think
looks awesome. We need to play it. There you go.
right? That's what nobody's seeing there either, is everything they've dropped for the new revamped Doom from the studio, from Bethesda and everything like that, is this is a silent game of the year killer. And, you know, everybody's hyping up on Battlefield 1 or Gears of War 4 or, you know, any other game. But this game has been putting out solid content since release. And this trailer just proves even more, you know, what you're getting your money's worth. You're not getting, oh, here's 3 maps, there you go, and some skin. You're actually getting more creatures to fight, more monsters to fight, more guns, more maps, more customization.
Yeah, and the snap map. Yeah, I agree with you.
So even if you get the season pass, it feels like you're getting your money's worth on a great game already. So, I mean, this could be the game of the year major contender that nobody's really talking about either.
Oh man, that would be fantastic if it did.
Like, barring, like, we know Infinite Warfare is coming out, and I'm just, before anybody loses their shit, all I'm talking about is the campaign here, okay? I want to see what the campaign has to offer, because Doom's campaign was fucking killer. Like, it was awesome from beginning to end. It refreshed the story, right? I mean, in my opinion, like,
Totally agree with you, bro.
prior, like, Doom campaigns were good. I mean, but everybody knows the general story of Doom. Like, if you played the game at all, if you followed, I mean, they made a movie about it, which was shitty. Sorry, Dwayne Johnson, but that shit sucked.
I like the Doom movie.
No, the whole FPS, like, the whole, like, first-person shooter camera angle was poop.
Poop.
I guess it's the actor though.
SheWulf, I love you, but nah, that game was that movie was poop.
I'm sorry. I guess it's just the actor then that.
Let me just say
I
it
liked
straight
it.
to the horse's face.
I like
Who else?
the movie.
Who else came out in there besides The Rock?
Carl Urban.
I don't know. There's a couple other people in there. I just can't remember. That movie
Doc
came
from
out too
Star
long
Trek,
ago.
right?
Oh, shit, that's right.
I don't know. I had to pay a hypnotist like $500 so I could forget about it.
Damn.
They obviously didn't do their job, so.
Anybody else about Doom?
And it's Carl Urban. He's the one why I liked the movie. I
Oh,
love
okay.
him as an actor. I really do.
Oh, dreamy ass.
He is.
dreamy
He
ass.
really is. Sorry, GD, but he is.
Governor's gonna be killing some people. Governor's gonna be killing some people, bro. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and move on. We got our first segment of the night with Mr. BrewtalKnight. We're going into in discussion. Take it away, Brutal.
Oh, fuck. I feel like I was just born. Wipe me down. Jesus, that mask was so hot. There's like sweat dripped out of the bottom of this fucking thing. Anyways, last week's discussion was awesome. I got to see a lot of really good feedback. I saw quite a few people picking the game up, which is always really cool to see. I hope everybody enjoyed that one. This week, I hope you listened to me as well. And we're doing Slender. It's the second installment. It's called a Slender something, The Arrival or something like that. That shows you how much interest I had in this game. I picked it up on sale. I really wanted to pick a horror title that's not played all the time around Halloween, that not everyone's doing, like Outlast or Fear Within or Evil Within or like Layers of Fear, things like that. So I picked up Slender. It was good if you're looking for a discounted version of Outlast. I don't know how many people are familiar with the story of Slender or Slender Man. I guess I should say that it's a game about the Slender Man like legend. Like I said, it comes off very Outlasty to me. You play through like a video camera. They do a good job at trying to offer. I know. Okay. They do a good job at they try to like kind of interject into the storyline and try to add in a few side missions. The achievements don't really drive you to do too much exploring, which is, in my opinion, is kind of a good thing because I didn't enjoy it too much. I don't know if anybody else played it or not. It was only $5, so I didn't really. I'm not mad that I bought the game. It was a good experience. I probably won't pick. I won't lie to you guys. I didn't finish it by any means. It just felt lackluster. But I mean, it is a discounted game to begin with. Slender Man's not really my thing in the first place. I think it's kind of cheesy. But I wanted to pick up something that I thought might be scary or might be a little bit of a good change for somebody. If you're into like survival horror games and you played through Outlast and that's really your thing, $5, you can't beat it. It's on sale right now still. I don't know if Shocktober is still up on the store or not, but
It's free on PC.
it's free on PC too. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think Shocktober ended last night, so they kind of missed out.
That makes sense. It's not It's not October anymore.
Any favorite parts of the game at all?
There's some good jump scares. I'm always in for that. They did a really good job at making it feel really creepy, but it just I love Outlast so much, and that survival, especially from that point of view with the camera and everything, is done so well with Outlast that perhaps it was unfair or whatnot, but I just didn't. Maybe I didn't give it a fair chance, I guess. I'll probably end up finishing at some point. But as far as a recommendation goes, only the true like survival horror fans would probably really enjoy it, I would say, or unless you really like Slender Man.
Was it easy achievements?
Yeah, all the achievements are pretty easy. I mean, if you know what to look for, there's no like skill based, I guess. There's a couple of the achievements are like speed run achievements, so you have to get through certain levels in a certain amount of time. But I don't think it's speed runs in like the traditional sense. I think it's just if you play through it fairly quickly, you get a pretty easy achievement. That's about it. I don't have too much more to say about that one.
So if you had to choose, then would you say buy Outlast? Like spend your money on Outlast instead?
Oh, absolutely. Like if you're looking for a survival horror game, it's Outlast all the way. I mean, Outlast is a AAA, so there's a lot more content. There's a lot deeper story. This game kind of plays off of the lore of like Slender Man that like got built up online and stuff. So I think you need to have some like, aside from just being scared, if you want to enjoy the story throughout the game, you need to have like some previous knowledge of like what Slender Man is. It's a buy at $5. Why not? I mean, it's $5 for a game, but full price I think is $20. So I wouldn't suggest picking it up at that point.
No, I wouldn't suggest
That's
that.
how people playing that a few years ago on PC. It was quite popular at the time. It was just one of those games that was just kind of came out of left field, and a lot of people were just enjoying it because it was kind of creepy. But I watched videos on it. The graphics aren't all the way that great. It's like you said, it's a bit of an aged title, but like you said, it's probably a half decent pickup for at a discount rate.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like I said, it's. I'm not gonna put my recommendation behind it unless you're like a collector of survival horror. Yeah.
Either way,
Sorry.
I would be
Sorry to let you guys
that.
down.
No,
Yeah,
We're such.
he said it was lackluster. Oh man.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I was so hyped about Slain. Like, I still am. I was playing that shit still this week. I really want to get through the achievements on that game. I thoroughly enjoyed playing that one. So this one just came up behind a really good indie game that I really enjoyed. So I think everything aligned to where I just felt underwhelmed playing it, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't get to get into much of it too, and I kind of, even the little bit I played of it, like I kind of agree with a lot of what Brutal was saying. Like it just didn't feel like I wanted to finish the game, but I'm definitely gonna finish it because I bought it. So, but cool. All right, let's go ahead and
Chivos.
Yep, Chivos and
So Brutal.
Chivos.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Was it a good game?
Bro. You know damn well you're not allowed to change your mask in the middle. It's either mask or this.
Haven't you noticed? That's like his third one.
What? I told you I can't see shit in that horse mask. You try to live your life looking through nostrils, okay?
We're doing a contest. He won because he had a whole bunch of different outfits.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that was unfair.
All right, guys.
It's alright, I got no pants on either.
Good.
But we won't go there.
All right, let's go into the next game topic here. I wanted to talk about that Skyrim remastered. It's finally released, and the Xbox is getting some great mod support for it. The PlayStation is as well, but just with the limitations, I don't foresee them getting as much as the Xbox. So, did anybody get to see any of the gameplay, get to play it yet? Did it live up to your expectations? What do you think about it?
I saw some gameplay, like side-by-side comparisons. All of the demos that I watched were on for PC, though. We said this, I don't remember if it was last show or not, but we were talking about how Skyrim's been at that level of, I mean, to do a remaster, unless you're doing like a reboot, a remaster is kind of pointless when you have so many mods available for the game, right? Yeah. I mean, there's mods that have come out that the game's looked gorgeous for how long, and especially playing it on a PC platform, you're not limited by any hardware. So I mean, it's nice that they did it though. Like the console, like the true only console players, the consumers that only play on console, it's great for them. I would say, I mean, everybody knows Skyrim. everyone loves Skyrim. Well, not everybody, but Skyrim's a very popular, deep-rooted game. It has its feet out everywhere, you know. And I'm not mad at it by any means.
I didn't find the game looked any better.
I agree with you there. I kind of got off on my like little tangent there about the mod support.
What is it, $59.99 for it? I just don't think. I don't think the price-wise is worth it. Like, I think it should have been maybe like $30 or $40 for the fact that it literally looks exactly like maybe if you had a 4K TV or something like that, then maybe. But just having a standard Xbox and a standard, I don't find that it was like oh my god, wow. Other than that, it's on Xbox One now instead of, or Xbox S instead of 360. But the major gist of it. And I don't think that's worth $59.99.
I agree. Like when you said that it doesn't look much different, there were outlets like posting like side by sides on PC. I mean, aside from some lighting and some minor texture, like a little bit smoother textures that I saw, there's not a lot of difference. Now I don't know, I didn't see a lot of console stuff. I was looking at primarily like PC remaster stuff. I just didn't see a lot. Has anybody have you guys looked at a lot of the console stuff? Have you seen any like benchmarking or anything like that?
I was looking mostly at like the Xbox One version because I was looking at buying it. It was actually a game that I didn't play previously, and so when it came, I hate hearing myself. I really do. So when it comes to buying a game like this, you know, paying $59.99 when you can play it on 360 as it is, you know, it makes me stop and think, especially with this holiday. Like we all have to say, this holiday has been insane with games. So like we had the Batman remaster, which you said that looks absolutely amazing and is well worth the money. And that's like, what was it, $59.99?
No, that was $50. But it's
okay.
Batman. Come on, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, you get 2 games.
Exactly. Where Skyrim, you're only getting the 1 game, and truthfully, everything that I've seen, it does not look much better than the 360 version. Like, yes, like you said, the textures, there are some lightings, but is that worth paying another $59.99 for a game like this? Like, even BioShock is like $40, I think, and you get 3 games. So, wait, is it 3 or 2? 3. Okay,
3. You get 3.
So, is it worth the money? Like, that's what it really comes down to.
I mean, I think for like the diehard Skyrim people, yeah, of course it's going to be for the money. Especially like if you're a Skyrim guy that likes achievements and stuff like that, yeah, you're going to play it. But I agree with a lot of you know what you guys are saying. Like, it doesn't look much different. There's a bunch of comparisons out there for the console version and the PC version, and it doesn't really look that much different. Like we've said on multiple podcasts, and you know, Mooch says constantly, nostalgia's a hell of a drug, and this is one of those games as well that's really just going to pull at your heartstrings. If you're a Skyrim type person, man, you're gonna go get this game, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's cool, whatever. But yeah, I don't really see the value, but I do see that it's really cool that the mods and stuff are on consoles now. So guys who didn't, you know, get that stuff and played it on a console in the first time, I think that's like maybe a good hook for them, which would be kind of cool, especially if there's some really good mods. I haven't really looked into the mods yet and what's on there, but yeah, that's my take on it for right now.
Well, my whole thing on the whole Skyrim remaster goes, I was hyped for it because I've played every Elder Scrolls from the first one, even to, you know, online, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. They're gonna upgrade, you know, the graphics and fix some bugs, you know, that hindered the game. But when we got mods on console, that fixed a lot of the issues that were there to begin with. But I mean, it still runs at 30 frames per second, right, even in the remastered. So they didn't do anything about jumping the frames per second
and stuff. Yeah.
But you do get the 2 DLCs with it too. So I don't know. You know, most people who had the original Skyrim, we have all the DLC. Right. So I don't know where the price point they were really going for. It could also be that there's really nobody in that genre that can compete with the Elder Scrolls Skyrim franchise either. I mean, they kind of dominate that genre
that's
right
a great
now.
point for sure.
So, I mean, they can pump out whatever they want almost. And we're going to eat it up and buy it because, I mean, it's amazing. But at the same time, it's like, okay, now we need to expect, more. We've seen what you can do. Now what is the next stage? What's the next evolution? What are you going to bring to us now? I'm wanting that next Elder Scrolls to come out. You know what I mean?
I completely agree, man. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I agree. It's just my only thing about Skyrim is, would it have been more beneficial to give it to us backwards compatible? Is the only thing I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, I think it would have been worth. I mean, back compat. Yeah, I think that would have been the smarter way to go. It would have definitely been the more consumer friendly way to go. Because I mean, we look at like Skyrim. It's not known for its graphical prowess, right? Like when you look at character models throughout Skyrim, they're not excellent. But then that's why there's so many mods for it. So if you get mod support, with back compat, it's game. Like why remaster it when it's minimal difference? Like we said, like you look at baseline compared to the remaster. Unless you're looking at them side by side and with looking for differences, you're not going to see much at all.
Game, bought all the DLC and stuff like that. I'm not saying again that it was like $40, $40 in all the months. I think that would have been upward. Like
yeah, you're just saying essentially that the value isn't there to warrant the $60, and that's all you're saying, and that's a fair point. Like
especially when a lot of people have made this point in the chat that Witcher 3 is close to this game, and look at everything you get with that game.
Yeah, I understand.
Like I said, the bonuses with these remasters like Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, is that fans who are just adopting the new hardware, they get a chance to pick up the definitive edition, and they're not too concerned probably so much with the price. For those of us who've already paid, the original $60, $70 plus bought all the DLC, yeah, it's a bit of a kick in the butt to have a very minimal upgrade. And I think the downside overall is, like you just mentioned about backwards compatibility, it makes more sense to have it as a backwards compatible title, but that's the thing. Would they ever make it backwards compatible now, like the original version? Because now they've got the definitive version out, and that goes for any other hit game on the Xbox One. Like if it was a hit now on the 360, you think all the developers now are taking that wait and see, going, wow, we sold a lot of copies of this game back on the 360. Maybe we can milk this for another $60 or $70 and tell Microsoft they can screw off on the backwards compatibility here because we're just going to repackage and sell the game all over again. I think that kind of sucks, to be honest with you. So part of me wants to see remasters succeed, but part of me also wants to see them fall flat on their face just for that reason.
Yeah.
I mean, we always at least I always say it all the time. Like at the end of the day, they're a business. So if it's gonna work, then good for them, man. But I see where you're coming from as far as if you want it to wanting it to fall on its face, just to kind of deter this from happening in the future. I just think that if people were given the opportunity to play back compat with mods versus playing a remaster with mods, I think the majority of the population, aside from the diehards that just want to buy the remaster for the sake of it being another edition of the same game, would probably choose back compat. Would you guys agree with that, or what do you think?
Well, just for the record, I'm not a mod fan at all. To me, I could care less about mods, so nothing of that ever appeals to me.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Regarding what Brutal was saying, I think it depends on the person. Like if they don't mind going to the last generation of the game, then yeah, they want some back compat games and stuff like that. They don't. I know a lot of people nowadays are like, hey, I just want new games, and they like that it's polished up or whatever the case may be. I do notice that the new Skyrim has better lighting and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. But I think the reason why people are shelling out $60 is because of the mod support and the DLC, especially if they never got to play it in the 360 version.
Well, if you've never played it, then that's a great, then definitely, it would be definitely a good pick for anybody who hasn't played it. But I just mean more along the lines of the people who have already forked out the money to to buy this game. Like, when we get games like Gears Ultimate Edition that actually change things to show a remaster, like, that's how you do a remaster. Then you have games that are like The Witcher 3 that give you all this content and amazing graphics. It's like, where do we draw the line that we're okay with paying these prices? And that's what I'm getting at. I'm not destroying the game in any way. I think, like, personally, I wanted to pick it up because I've never played it, but with this Christmas holiday and all the games that we've had, it's just been insane to, you know, fork out that kind of money right at this moment to be able to do that.
Yeah, definitely. I think it also, yeah, like I said, it depends on the person, if they're willing to put the money out there, like SheWulf said, if they haven't played it. But then there's others, like one of my friends, he owns it on 360 with everything and on PC with everything. He will not be buying this because he's like, why would I buy it a third time? He's like, I'd rather wait and see if they do back compat. And he's like, and if I get my computer fixed or whatever, he said, then he'll play it on his PC and like up the graphics or whatever on there. So yeah, it definitely depends on the person. You know, people that care about saving $60 or whatever, people could pick it up later on. It's still going to be the same game. You're still going to have mods and your DLC there waiting for you. So yeah, I think it looks really good though, like the lighting and, you know, what they added to it. Yeah, I don't agree that it's worth $60. It's not even my type of game. But then you have people that already played it on 360 and they miss it and they don't have their 360 anymore. My friend, he recently bought it. And he loves it. He's putting mods every night. He tells me like a new mod or something that he added. So he's having fun with it. So
I agree. Cool. Anybody else want to talk about the Skyrim remaster before we move it on? Okay.
she will say she gonna wait.
No.
She gonna wait, people.
That's a no.
Remaster Blaster. Yeah.
Sweet. So the last topic I wanted to go ahead and talk about is just kind of like a fun topic since, you know, Halloween just passed and all that. And I just wanted to go around the panel and just before we take questions and get into Foxy Deals,
Woo.
is, you know, what's your favorite like horror movie and your favorite horror game that you kind of go back to during this time of the year? Who wants to go first?
Oh man.
I'll go. I hate that you made me choose between my favorite horror movie. I'm a huge horror movie fan. If I had to pick one, though, one of my all-time favorite horror movies is The Omen. I really, really like The Omen. That's that and Rosemary's Baby. But The Omen's probably my all-time favorite horror movie. As far as horror games go, back in the day, man, I used to play Doom like on PC. That was my go-to. But with that being said, I have to go with Outlast. Outlast is so good, man. It's really good with a horror game because there's nothing you can do to defeat what's coming after you. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, yeah, you're just vulnerable the whole time, and that's what makes a good horror game or movie, in my opinion, is like not being able to defeat whatever's scaring you. You know, like the terror part that you can't get rid of is badass. Yeah, man. Like Outlast makes me feel like I don't get anxiety really, but that game makes me feel anxious all the time. Like going into that demo, man, the Outlast 2 demo, I was terrified going through it the entire time.
Oh yeah.
So those are my two there.
Who wants to go next?
I'll go. I don't really like scary movies or horror movies or either. I feel like I'm scared of them or they're stupid. So I think it depends.
That's fair
I don't like. Yeah, I don't like B movies. But if I had to pick, I don't know. It's not easy. There's some crazy ones out there. Like alien movies scare me. But I'll say Wrong Turn. Because Eliza Dushku's in it.
Wrong Turn.
So that's actually a horror movie that I own. So I'm like, I watched it for her. And a game, of course, Dead Space. Love Dead Space.
Oh, good call.
Good call.
Hell
Damn.
yeah.
You stole mine.
Yeah, right. Okay, I'll say
That's
Dead
right.
Space 2, because I played it halfway. It was so scary.
I have a backup. It's cool.
Dead Space
All right.
was excellent. That was a really good choice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I guess I'll go. So a horror movie that I kind of always go back to because it's creepy as shit. What were you gonna say? What did you think I was gonna say? Nope. It's actually Child's Play, Chucky, and all that stuff.
Nice.
The first one. The first
Okay,
one. Though.
I dig that.
There's just something about like this inanimate doll that just comes to life and then starts just killing everybody.
My oldest brother is terrified.
Yeah. See.
He is. He's terrified.
There you go. It's just
I
a
never looked at.
movie.
I never looked at my toys and dolls the same again after that.
Seriously, that's what I'm talking about, right?
I was like,
gonna
You going
put
in the
these away,
closet
lock them up.
before? Yeah, I put them in the closet before I went to sleep.
Absolutely. And as far as games, I was gonna say Dead Space, but I'll go with the backup there, and that's the Resident Evil series. I always go back to those constantly. I bought a lot of the HD remasters, one because they're super cheap and they're super fun. So I always go back to that.
All right, I'll go, but you guys need to mute.
Okay.
You tell him.
You don't tell me my life.
You tell him, girl.
I will. Okay, so I actually have two favorite horror movies. Well, series. Actually, it's the whole series. The first one is Nightmare on Elm Street, just because of the fact that Freddy Krueger, really, when you think about it, he could be real because your dreams can kill you. Like, if something scares you enough in your dream, it can
God
actually
damn it,
kill you.
SheWulf.
It's true. And the thing that's always been my thing about Freddy Krueger is the fact that he's a nightmare. He's not actually like technically supposed to be like a real idea. He's, the idea of a dream. And so, yeah, I've always been, yeah. So I've always had a thing with Nightmare on Elm Street and the Puppet Master. I own every single one of them. I've always loved the Puppet Master series just because they're amazing. And the biggest heyday ever, one of the actors from the movie followed me on Twitter, and it was like my biggest freaking oh my God ever. Because it's just amazing. Like, amazing. I know it is. It really is. So I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, those are my two favorite movies.
And then she DM'd him, and she's like, "I love your movies," and all this.
No, actually,
It's like unfollow.
no, I just tweeted, and he said like thanks Chica or something. I don't know.
Oh,
but I was like, okay. So I was all happy because I was. I was happy, but and then games, Outlast is definitely one of those, just because you don't know what to expect, because the wrong turn can.
Alien Isolation.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now we're just naming shit out. Hold on. Cabin in the Woods. I like that movie.
oh god, why do you pick? Oh, Cabin in the Woods. Do you know? I could tell you that Cabin in the Woods was actually based off of a true disease that the director.
SheWulf,
he was actually the
everything
guy
that you're
in the
saying
cave.
is making me scared right now. Everything. Just.
He did a documentary on it. And
Damn.
he actually explains that it was a real disease and everything else like that. And he's actually the one in he's in like a cave during the movie.
Well,
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I like to find out my back things on movies.
yeah, I think everybody in the chat's scared now because you mentioned scary shit.
Who's next?
I love this topic.
Great topic. Phantom Noof, any of you guys?
Go ahead, Phantom.
All right. Shoot, scary game that I like to play. Back in the day, they had Project Fear or Fear 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Hell
man,
yeah.
I couldn't. I tried to play those, and everybody's like, "Yeah, get in the dark, shut out all the lights, and sit there and play that in the dark with, your Turtle Beaches on. You can hear creepy stuff behind you, and in the distance, skull, and then jumping out at you. Oh, it scared the crap out of me.
Don't forget your Depends adult diapers. I keep a fresh stock of those on my Amazon Now account just for whenever Halloween time rolls around.
Monthly delivery on that shit.
Right? And just for everyday use, because I'm lazy. So.
Oh, okay. Too much.
I mean, what?
Bro.
Oh,
Creepy, Brutal.
Let me fix something, Fox. I was wrong. I was thinking about Cabin Fever, not Cabin in the Woods. Because Cabin in the Woods is like that weird.
Yeah, that shit got crazy.
Yeah, the one I was talking about is the one that Joss Whedon directed.
Yeah.
That's
But
why
I
I
was
watched
thinking
it.
kind of Beaver.
I watch scary shit because certain
Cabin
people are
Fever
in
is
it. I'm like, okay, I'll watch it for you.
Dude, Cabin in the Woods was
Crazy.
mind blowing.
Crazy.
That shit
It was so crazy that it was good at the end. I just like it was so insane.
Thor was in there, by the way.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
What about you, Doof?
Well, let's go with a couple of movies. I'm going to say two only because of the significance, and I'll start with when I was a kid. The original Nightmare on Elm Street really scared the piss out of me as a
Heck
kid.
yeah, bro.
Sorry?
No, I said heck yeah, bro.
Yeah, no, the original Nightmare. So like, it has that. Like, even though I go back and watch it now, it's not the same. But it's just it had. That's the one I can't get out of my head because as a kid, that scared the piss out of me. More recently, I thought The Ring was actually quite creepy. I don't know what it was, but it gave me lots of creeps going up my arms.
You got all the goosebumps.
Yeah, there's something about that crazy girl.
Were you able to open emails after watching that movie?
Was able to do what? Sorry.
Were you able to open up emails after watching The Ring?
Was it? Wait, wasn't The Ring VHS tape? You put a
Yeah.
tape or something? Oh, okay. I was like, wait.
But there could, I think if you like, you could like watch it in like an email too. I think they found
Yeah,
something like that.
that's what I thought.
Oh, okay.
Somebody opened it during an email.
If you watch that video at all.
I've never
Yeah.
been like a, I've never been like a big like Japanese horror fan, like fan. Like the first
said-
Ring was awesome.
Oh, that was stupid.
You said that, and I thought about The Grudge.
Yeah.
Grudge, yeah. There's some like crazy ass like Japanese horror movies. Like it's like, just crazy shit out there. Oh my god.
Today's version is actually called Pornhub because if you watch that, there's stuff on there that'll scare you for life.
Oh shit.
And in terms of my favorite game, I don't play a whole lot of the scarier games. A lot of times they just don't interest me for whatever reason. But and this one probably wasn't all that scary, but I really liked Resident Evil 4. And I know that's when the series really stepped it up a notch. I love the atmosphere. The graphics were trendsetter at the time. It was just one of those games I really enjoyed of all the Resident Evil games. I guess you could say, that would be one of my go-tos.
Yeah, I dig that, right?
That one is more scarier than 5, definitely.
Heck yeah.
5 was more like an adventure shooter or whatever.
Well, anytime you can play like a game that has co-op, it never feels as scary.
Yeah, exactly.
Your back.
Yep.
Awesome.
Can I mention one more game? It was so scary. I
Babadook 2 is
didn't.
really
I
good.
didn't even play it. I just watched my brother play it. It's Silent Hill.
Oh yeah.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, that's a good game. That's a good game.
Even the movie Silent Hill is pretty good.
Yeah.
The first one they
Oh
came out
yeah,
with.
my brother watched that. I was like, nope, walked away.
You should watch it.
I wish
I watched
they-
like half of it, and I was like, nope.
And I don't know if you guys would agree with me, but whether it's a movie or it's a game, I find scary. The more scary stuff is the stuff with less is more, which means less visual stuff, more audio. Like if a game does audio right,
Oh.
it gets you quicker than the visual stuff because nothing's worse than being in a scary game where it's really dark and you've got like a dim flashlight. I mean, I got to say, what was even that demo that came out for PS4 a while back was pretty creepy. That what was it called? PS? What was
Or
it?
the PT?
PT. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was
bro.
your demo.
Yeah, because
That's what I was. That's what I was just about to bring up. Is like PT. I wish they never abandoned that project, man. That would have been such a good horror game. I think that probably would have been the best horror game to come out in a long time.
I agree. 100%.
yeah, I
Alright,
agree
cool.
with you guys. Less is more because it makes your imagination go crazy.
Exactly.
No thanks.
It's like Silver Bullet.
Exactly.
Especially with these headsets we got now where you can hear like people fart and like 12 bars.
Nice. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and go into Foxy Deals. What you got for us, Fox?
Oh man, I didn't find nothing. No, I'm kidding. So as we all know, we like to save some monies, and so I'm gonna let you guys know where to go. Or he's like,
You
So
know
games
that's my
with
girl.
Games with Gold is out. Not only do we have games, the free ones that we got. Was it today? So there's 2 free games right now. One of them is Monkey Island. But yeah, we got some games on sale, and it's kind of in my opinion. There's a lot of sports titles, so that's disappointing. But besides that, I saw Borderlands, the Handsome Collection, so you can get that on sale, and Evolution, which I thought that game was dead, but somehow it's back and it's on sale. So that was kind of weird. Yeah, on the PlayStation.
Didn't they kill
Yeah,
production on like future?
The company shut down, or what was it that we said last Tuesday? The developers are not together anymore, and so the title's basically lingering. So I don't know. I feel bad for that game. That game died. But yeah, on the PlayStation side, they got some discounts. They also have some sports titles, which I don't know what's up with that. They also have Until Dawn, Devil May Cry 4, that's on sale, and Dead Island, the latest one, the remastered one. So they have that stuff on sale. Also on the PlayStation side, they still have their Sale of the Dead going on. So today's the last day for the PlayStation side. For Xbox, it ended yesterday. And I found some deals on Amazon, so here we go. If you guys like pop figures like I do, they have the Big Daddy from BioShock. It dropped down in price, so it was $16 and now it's 10.
Oh,
so go check that out. I bought it actually, so they still have some on stock. Something else in Amazon. They have Killer Instinct for $10. This one is the first one that came out, not the definitive edition. So if you just want to start the game and see what everybody's talking about when they talk about awesome Killer Instinct, just go pick that up. So yeah, that's $10. I found some SEDS, USB gaming headset. It was $80 and now it's $30. The reason why I pointed these out, even though I think they're for PC gamers, is because they have good reviews on there. So if you guys need some headset for your computer. Also for Amazon, Rare Replay. Come on, I've been feeling very nostalgic lately. I don't know about you guys. So I've been playing a lot of 360, PlayStation and stuff. I even missed my Sega, but I haven't hooked that up yet. So yeah, Rare Replay it's worth $30. It was $30, but you could get it for $16 right now. So in my opinion, that's so worth it.
There's a lot of really good. Anybody who likes like retro games, like Rare Replay is a really good package to pick up.
Hell yes, I got it day one. I paid $30. I'm not.
Yeah, I did too.
Ashamed of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I picked it up day one as well.
That was an Amazon, and if you go to buydig.com, you could get an LG 34-inch ultra-wide IPS LED gaming monitor, and that one's $300, and it looks really nice. But you have to put a coupon code to get the discount. So you put EMCE2X30, and we'll have all the links and all that stuff in the description later. So I'll put the code in there as well. So yeah, that's for a LG ultra-wide monitor. And the last thing...
That's actually a really good deal.
Yeah, I'm actually interested in picking up a monitor, but I don't know because the whole HDR and whatnot. But yeah, if you guys don't care about that stuff, that's a good one. And the last thing I found just now, because SheWulf was talking about it, GameDealsDaily.com, Skyrim for the 360, and it's a code, and it's $575. So there you go. If you don't want to pay no $60 and you don't mind playing the 360, and who knows, maybe they'll do back and pat later, you can get Skyrim for $575. There you go. Back to you guys.
Sweet.
Cheap AS.
Cool. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a couple of questions, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up the show and get out of here. What we got, SheWulf? Where's your guys' questions? Come on, give us those questions.
Talk quietly. We can...
Talk.
What? She said she's
I understand that, but I'm in the middle.
Muted.
No, you weren't.
Yep,
Nice
yep.
try. You just muted.
muted.
No, you
Muted the whole
weren't.
time.
You two are
Muted.
such liars.
Muted the whole time.
Liars, liars, liars. All right.
Oh yeah, and while
Alan-
they're arguing over there, I'll say, she was like, "Damn, she interrupted me." I'll say if you guys have any deals, don't forget to send them my way on Twitter. Sorry, I kind of forgot that, but you guys know the deal. I've been getting some tweets from you guys, and I share it. So yeah.
That was such a pun. You get
Well played.
okay. So now going on to the questions before I forget about this. Alan asked previously, for someone who wants to buy Dead Rising 4, do you have to buy the other ones and play them to understand what's going on in Dead Rising 4?
Nah.
I don't think so.
This one's kind of like a retelling of the first one anyway, so you really don't need anything, I don't think.
Well, he's revisiting the location and
Yeah.
stuff. So if anything, you could play the first one if you want, but I don't think you have to. No, it's not that type of game.
Yeah, just go into it, clear your mind, just have a great time.
And
That's
whoop
all
some
what Dead
zombie
Rising-
ass.
That's all Dead Rising's about, just having a good time. Anybody else want to chime in?
Nah, I feel the same way about it. I mean, you can go back if you really want the real background and play through and get a better idea of like how the game plays out and everything like that. But each one, if you've never played any of the previous, you can jump right in. You pick it up. Learning curve to play the game is like non-existent. Anybody can jump in and play and smash some zombies' heads. So, story mode is, zombie outbreak. So it's pretty much the same in every single game up to Dead Rising 4. So
Yeah, definitely. Alrighty, then we'll go on to the next question, which is, Two says, Bethesda's Softworks, publisher of the popular games, announced it would no longer provide review access to its unreleased games until 24 hours before launch. What do you guys think? Don't care, truthfully, because, well, it just allows the developer a better chance to get real reviews and not people who are just putting out a review to make money and get their review out faster before release.
Yeah, I think this is kind of, we might actually see this more. I think it took Bethesda to come out and say something like this, and I think more companies are actually probably going to jump on because Bethesda had enough balls to do this. I think this is in, regards to reviews and stuff, and we see like on Metacritic and people just destroying games just for the sake of, destroying games. I'm not saying all of them, but, some people do. They just have an agenda out there. So... And the gaming companies and developers, are getting hurt by this and the sales and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, like, it's video games, guys. Let's have a good time with these games. I don't know why we have to nitpick these games to death so much that, developers don't want to, like, give them out to anybody anymore or, do this kind of stuff anymore. And it really, it's on us, and they're just kind of tired of it, and we're probably going to see it more.
It's about the clicks.
Yeah, people dissect the shit out of games nowadays, and I think they just don't want that to sway whether somebody wants to buy it or not. I guess with Recore, people were complaining so much about the load times. Somebody even said it takes like 10 minutes or something. I was like, no, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And so it confuses people, and it's fine. It's ballsy of them, so that's cool if they want to do that.
There's
but
been
yeah.
There's been people talking about, no one that I can think of in particular, but there's been people talking about the fact that Bethesda is doing this because they're afraid of like what people, or that the reviews are going to damage their game in the sense of like they're not confident in what they're putting out. But I mean, if you look at what Bethesda's done this year,
Exactly.
I mean, look what Doom had. They didn't put any review codes out for Doom, and I know it's been a popular point that a lot of people have made, but Doom came out and just
Crushed it.
just wrecked people. Like, everyone's calling it sleeper game of the year and stuff. I mean, which I completely agree with. Like, I'll be honest, like when I saw Doom Remaster coming, I'm a huge Doom fan, so I was excited. Like, oh, I cannot wait for this Doom to come out. You know what I mean? So when you come out with a title like that with no review codes, that just adds to your ammunition when it comes back for when people come to question the quality of game that you're putting out. If you're self-conscious about it, for lack of a better word.
Bethesda
Doom,
is like Blizzard, man. Like, they could put out a game, everybody's gonna love it. Like, they're not scared of reviews whatsoever, man.
But also this kind of gives them that leeway to show other developers that, hey, you can wait. And it also hopefully will pull away from, those reviewers who are only doing it just to get the review out and get it done to get the views on their channels, instead of actually being excited to play this game and actually giving it the proper time and dedication to actually see what the game actually is, instead of just rushing it.
I completely agree. Like, when good games come out, games that have a good story, games that are more than just a rush through. There are people beating Doom day one. I'm just using Doom because we're on the topic of Bethesda, but there are people beating Doom the night it came out and calling it like 4 hours of gameplay.
Saying weird things. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you're an informed gamer and you wait for reviews and you got a certain person that you wait for the reviews and buy, it doesn't really matter to you, because at the end of the day, you're going to wait till that review comes out by that person before you make your decision to go ahead and buy it or not. So, I mean, yeah, it might take you another week. You don't want to get it day one or whatever, but it's all on you at that point. Anybody else?
I was going to say, other lines of reviews, the ones that bother me are like, if you're a shooting fan, if you traditionally like first-person shooters, you review a game and you score it kind of low, I'll take it with a grain of salt. But it's those ones that came out like a while back where guys, basically, they traditionally don't like third-person shooters, but all of a sudden they handed over that shooter to that person and they get to review it and they're slamming it right off the bat. Like, those don't make any sense. Like me, I don't like turn-based. I don't like turn-based games. It would make no sense for me to review a turn-based game. I'm gonna come in with pessimism right off the get-go. You know what I mean? Like, that drives me nuts when those review stations do stuff like that. Like, if you're a sports guy, give it to the sports and give it to if you're gonna rate Madden, give it to a football fan who's a sports guy. It makes sense. He's gonna give you, maybe he'll hype it up a little extra because he is a fan, but God, I hate it when they do those other stupid reviews. It just makes no sense. And in terms of Doom, they did the right thing there because Doom didn't come out with a ton of fanfare behind it, unlike a lot of other games. Yeah, some of you guys bought it because it was the nostalgia and the graphics were good and the demo was a nice little tease. But if that game had been and it got reviewed a week ahead in advance and it came out the sort of lackluster reviews as it would, that's the type of game that would have suffered even more when it launched. You know what I mean?
For sure. Fully agree.
I think there also needs to be some accountability towards the people who are reviewing the games. I mean, there's people out there, Metacritic and all the other, websites, they put it out there. Oh, I'm not a first-person shooter. I'm a sim racer, but they get these codes through whoever, of a first-person shooter, and they're like, oh, it's glitchy. The graphics are horrible. The load times are this, that, and the other thing. It's like, okay, well, you shouldn't have been reviewing that game in the first place. If your genre of game that you play is turn-based RPG, sports, sim, whatever it may be, then that's what you should be reviewing. And if you're putting reviews out for other games that you don't play or aren't fond of, then there should be repercussions on that side of it, in my opinion. But
that's what happened with Quantum Break, wasn't it? Wasn't Quantum Break, there was one guy that reviewed it low and he didn't like third-person shooters? But they gave him the review, and he slammed it. He gave it like a 6. He's like, right off the bat, he's like, that makes no freaking sense.
Right. And I think it's smart of Bethesda to go ahead and do it, too, because if, like I said, the reviewers out there, they want to get the hits on their page. They don't really care about the gameplay. They rush through it all, and they're like, oh, yeah, it was a 6-hour gameplay. Well, I could sit there and play that same 6 hours and be a quarter of the game through because I'm exploring, checking out this or that or whatever. But other people are like, oh, 6 hours for $60? I don't know about that. So it will probably give them better reviews once the game launches because more people are going to play it that were interested to buy it in the first place. So
Yeah, definitely. If they're doing it for the right reasons, that's fine. If they're doing it to stop the asshats out there that just want to talk smack, then there you go. But I mean, there are people out there that just don't wait for the day one patch, and so let's face it, these days there's day one patch for almost everything. So you'd be lucky to not get a patch when you put a game in. So
and go with the law of averages. I mean, if 8 out of 10 major journalistic sites out there give a game an 8. But there's 2 that give it the weird score, I'd have to be prone to go with the ones who are giving it 8. You know what I mean? It should just make logical sense.
Yeah, GameSpot, Gears of War, smack your face.
You know, I'll go with the majority and not the minority, right? That's how I'm going to go every time.
Yep.
What else we got, SheWulf? We got time for one or two more?
All right, well, we might as well just this last one. You know, we're always being asked. Thank you.
I was like, what?
Yeah, it's annoying. Anyways, so, all right, we're always asked, what is our game of the year? But Chris actually asked, what is our shittiest game of the year award go to? So I actually think this is a good question just because we're never asked this one. We're always asked, what is our game of the year? So let's hear the panel's worst game or shittiest game of the year.
Oh, man. I have a feeling I know. What maybe yours and GKB will be. But I'll say mine. The Division. The Division.
That's very disappointing for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to give it that, but you know, they fucking wear that with a crown.
I'm not mad at that choice though. It had so much potential.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it! I hate this question because I'm not gonna have an answer for it when it's my turn.
Fox, what were you thinking SheWulf and I's game would be? I'm just interested in what you were thinking.
Well, for you, what's it called? Soda drinker?
We didn't
I never played that though.
Oh, I thought you're Mr. Indie over here. So I thought you would have played that.
I didn't do that one.
I thought you hated it so bad I missed it because you played it so fast. Oh. And then with SheWulf, I thought hers might be the same as mine because we were so hyped up for that game. So I thought SheWulf might say the Division, and then I went first and I said it anyway. So yeah.
You know, the sad part is like both games I have been so excited for. Both fucking sucked.
What was it?
Yep, we know.
We have to. I was really intense for Titanfall 2 and The Division. They were like my two most anticipated games this year. And
Damn, SheWulf, next year I'm not gonna go with whatever you say.
No, I know, right? Just I'm not gonna get hyped for games anymore. Like that's just bad.
Oh man.
Keep the expectations in check.
I can't think of a bad game off the top of my head that I was just like, man, that's my worst
Aw,
game
come
ever.
on. Yeah.
It was like shit. Yeah, I can't. I'm having a really hard time. Like,
Slenderman.
yeah, I mean that game didn't come out this year though.
Well, no.
That's what I'm trying to think of a game that came out this year that I just really didn't like.
I just thought of another one.
I mean, I'm not gonna be the cliche and say No Man's Sky because one, I didn't play it, and two, pretty sure that title crossed every single person's mind when that question was asked. You know, just because of the fiasco that was made out of it. But I mean, if I feel like every game that I eventually pick up isn't complete shit.
No, I find something nice about it. Yeah, I agree.
What about that Projects? What the heck was that game? Projects. Like that, it was on a preview game. It was like that
But
weird
Chicken is mad
space
already.
game where like
Oh, the Solus Project.
Solus Project.
Oh, Solus Project.
I don't think that's not my worst game though. I mean, you got to be into survival games and stuff like that, but I wouldn't say it's my worst.
Oh, come
I would
on,
say-
Governor.
I would say
come
for me-
on.
I'll take that. For me, that was probably my.
There we go. Luke's got it. Battleborn. That was the shittiest game this year.
I was gonna. Okay, that was the other one I thought about.
I will agree with Solus Project. I had a really hard time playing through that game to like get it done for indie discussion because I like survival games, but that game felt like there was too. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but for lack of other choices, I'll put that one up as mine.
Mine's not really. All right, so I'll answer this question, but mine's not really a particular game that I thought was bad, but I've had a lot of disappointments this year with like games that I've really super enjoyed. Why are you laughing? Oh my gosh. But would be like Below and Cuphead and all those kind of stuff just getting pushed back, and I just really want to play those games, but yeah.
Fucking swerved that question, didn't we?
Well, you know, I can definitely tell
pivot
you
like
guys
a mofo, bro.
remember SheWulf getting yelled for that, but whatever.
I know, right?
SheWulf
Everybody
gets
gets
yelled at
it once a week.
Yeah.
I don't get
Yeah.
yelled at. I'm the
All right,
nice one.
so 2 weeks ago, who was it? Who was the person 2 weeks ago that did it?
I did.
No, it wasn't you. It was somebody else, wasn't it?
No.
And it was the weekend before then.
Anyway, what were you gonna say,
Anyways.
Noob?
I was just going to say, I'll agree with Fox that I think the division may have been one of my biggest disappointments because I had such high hopes, and the fact that graphically it never lived up to those original photos that came out about the game. But beyond that, I'm going to say Ark was, boy, that was lousy. I don't know. Everybody was saying, Noof, you got to download this to play it because it looks really cool and you can do all this. And I played about 10 minutes. I was in the dark. I had to start some bloody ass fire. There was weird shit hitting me from all over the place. What the frick is this? And I got to fend for my own food and stuff too. It's like, oh my God. I don't know. I just wasn't buying that game and everybody hyped the hell out of it.
That was
Yeah.
5-roll games on this one, huh?
I would say that game as well, but since it's in preview, I kind of let it slide. So that's
See
why.
That game's been in preview forever.
Yeah.
I see more people playing that game on my friends list than anything else.
Wait, what game?
Ark.
It's like
Ark.
Minecraft, like for adults.
Survival Evolved.
I just isn't it like in live time? Like if you're playing on like a live server, like isn't it like you have to keep playing that game to so
You come back
even when
and
you're
watch
not
something,
playing, you
yeah.
come back and everything's
Yeah,
gone,
yeah.
right? Yeah, I don't have that amount of time to do that anymore.
What about you, Phantom?
Since you brought up, Ark, that I've tried to get into that game, but I mean, honestly, unless you got a core group of friends that are going to jump on all at the same time, starting off by yourself, there's no instruction, no nothing, no, hey, these are the controls to do this, that, or whatever. It's just drop you in, you're good to go. Figure it out for yourself. I mean, you die, whatever you have's gone. So I understand a lot of people are into that and it's their type of game, but it's one or two on my list. Division was way disappointing, even with the underground expansion. You play it for a few hours, you're like, all right, now what? So, I mean, they're not like horrible games. They're not broken. So to say it's crap game of the year or crappiest game of the year, I mean, there's a lot of people who would venture to say that Quantum Break was the crappiest game of the year too. But
Yeah, good point.
they all have their draw to them. And to ask somebody, hey, what do you think is your worst game is the same as, what's your favorite game? It's a kind of like a biased opinion. What I find draws me in to what you might find draws you in. It's going to be different. So if I think a game is crappy, you actually may love it. That's why I always say, hey, watch it on YouTube, watch it on Twitch, gather your own opinion on it. If it looks good to you and it holds your interest, pick it up and play it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Rent
Yeah,
it
it definitely
from
comes
Red.
down to this was all just our own personal opinions when it comes to what we
Right.
like personally.
You know,
I understand that. I just don't like saying, "Oh yeah, game's
Oh, yeah, for
horrible.
sure.
That game's horrible," because to me it may be. To other people, they may enjoy it, and I don't want to take that away from somebody who might say, "Oh well, they said it was horrible." So I say, "Hey, hit Redbox, hit GameFly, whatever, rent it for $3 or $4 instead of purchasing it."
No, I completely agree. I think out of all the people I know, Falcon, he loves the Division, and I'm happy for him that he got his enjoyment out of the game and stuff. So that's cool. I didn't though, so that's why I'm like, it didn't work
Right.
out.
And same
It's
for
funny
me.
you mentioned that. I always saw Falcon playing that game.
He talks it up really good. It makes you want to go jump in again, but then you remember the horrible times or whatever,
I had my great time playing it and everything, but for me, I'm looking at longevity in a game. If I'm dropping $60 to $100 on an Ultimate Edition, it's replay value, gameplay value. That's what I'm looking for, and I just feel Division didn't have that.
Cool.
Guys, as a panel of experienced gamers, we got to say we're very fortunate to live in this day and age of video games because while we have less developers overall, the talent pool in these developers is much higher, and the quality of games, I think, on the overall average is far higher than it was 10 or 15 or 20 years ago. Because go back to your Sega Saturn, PlayStation 1 days. Like, for every really good game that came out, there was probably about 4 or 5 that were complete turds that just, like, they weren't even worth the spin in your disk drive. They were just terrible. Like, we don't see that much anymore, and I think that's because game development's gotten so expensive that, like, developers know that one bad game can literally swamp their entire fiscal, outlook for the year. And, the only people that can afford to take a gamble are some of the smaller indie devs. And even then, like I said, that's why you see these delays. You want to put out something that's going to put the wrong taste in people's mouths. So I think we're fortunate that the quality level on an average, I think, is far higher than it's ever been. Wouldn't you say it's true?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
definitely.
bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Cool.
Totally agree. Look at Oblivion to Skyrim, and there you go. There's the advance right there. So,
Yeah. All right, guys. On that note, that was a good segue into let's get out of here. Let's go ahead and go. We're over the 2-hour mark, so I want to go ahead and start closing it up here. I want to go around, let everybody give their shout outs and say what's going on with everyone, and then we're gonna get these out of here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with Phantom. What's going on, bro?
Nothing much. We just setting up our Twitch channel now. Like I said before, we're streaming the campaign. On our Twitch channel, Xbox Social SD. So I haven't experienced any of the campaign, so I'm experiencing it as I'm going through it with everybody in the stream and stuff like that. So
That's awesome.
Other than that, just same old stuff, plugging away, building up the community, showing all you guys here on the panel support, blasting it out as much as I can. So hey, I'm just loving it. I'm loving this stuff. I'm hyped to be here every time, so hey, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. What about you, Noof? What you got going on, man?
First of all, let me give a shout out to all you guys on the panel and a shout out to Phantom. Nice to meet you, Phantom. Glad you could be here with us tonight. Again, shout out to the panel for having me back on once again. And I had a lot of fun for tonight. And a shout out, to everybody watching the show tonight. I hope that you enjoyed it. I think it's been a lot of great topics as usual on Console Corner. In terms of games, well, I've still got to finish off Recore. I've got 3 right now on the back burner that I haven't even as much as fired it up yet. So I got Battlefield 1. This is a nice one to get into. I got to get back into, I think I said Recore. I got State of Decay. I got the Batman Arkham Collection. I've got The Witcher 3 I still got to pound through. So I definitely got enough gaming to take me through for quite a while. In terms of my channel, I haven't done any videos in a while, people, and I do apologize for that. I just haven't been inspired, haven't really found the time and things to get back into it. But I promise you there's some new stuff coming here anytime soon. And I look forward to seeing you all on Community Game Night. And perhaps I'll be back on some more podcasts. It's up to these guys and the voters out there. So, again, thank you very much, everybody.
Oh, damn. That was one hell of an
That
outro.
Presidential.
For real.
Yep.
Vote for Noof. So what about you, Fox? What's going on?
Oh, nothing much. You guys know me gaming on Gears and Battlefield and all the good stuff. And then I get nostalgic and I'm like, oh, I want to kick it old school. What's it called? Oh, yeah. So, check out my latest video. It's basically a thank you video. And then obviously I talk about games. So check it out if you haven't seen that already. Follow me on Twitter, Lady Foxfire. Thank you to everybody in the chat for hanging out with us. I was trying to make my camera work right now, and I'm so disappointed now it doesn't want to turn back on. And I'm like, I wanted to mess with SheWulf and stuff, but hey, if you guys saw me in the beginning with my Kabuki Fox mask, then cool.
Yeah, that's dope.
Other than that, great show, you guys. This podcast gets better and better every time.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And Brutal, what you got going on, dude? Glad you can make it.
Yeah. I'm really happy that I was finally able to make it over here. I fucking told you last week that it was outside of my control.
Saltiness.
See, I told. No, there's no salt here. There's no salt here. There's misplaced accusations coming from old Governor One Eye over here.
What now, Willie?
Dang, I didn't even say that, but BrewtalKnight on Twitter, BrewtalKnight on Xbox, BrewtalKnight on Beam, BrewtalKnight everywhere, BrewtalKnight in your face. Hashtag that's creepy. No, but yeah, just all the same usual spots as always, as everybody else has. You got a little bit thicker skin, then come by. You're not afraid to be so lovey-dovey as most people are here. That's it. Not
What's up, SheWulf? What you got going on?
You guys can't handle
Not
it.
here. Not on this show.
On this show.
I have no idea what's going on. Okay. Mute.
You shut up.
If I have to hear myself, I go crazy. I know, and you keep unmuting. I swear to God, I can backhand you now. You are sitting beside me.
Oh, do it.
Did you want me to hear what I got here?
Do it for the likes. Do it for the likes.
Anyways. So, of course, you can find me on Twitter and Xbox One at xSHEWulFx with a U, not an O. We have Ladies' Night this Thursday at 8 p.m., so make sure you tune into that. We have a great panel. I hope. I think. I'll find out when I DM them.
We'll see.
Yeah, I guess so. And, of course, you can find me here on Gamers Knows Best, and tomorrow we have Xbox Nation, so make sure you guys check that out as well. And of course, just keep coming back and checking out all this awesomeness with Console Corner. And remember, we are going to put up the poll for the next Console Corner member. There will be the 4 that 2 of them you see here, New, Phantom, Remix, and Cup will be the 4 runners up. So make sure you guys get your votes in for the next Console Corner permanent member, and you will see him next week.
Oh, exciting times. All right, everybody. So I'm GKB, aka the Governor, as the community has so nicely endowed me with. Stop laughing over there, bro. Oh my gosh, dude. Anyway, so yeah, you can find me at Gamers Knows Best on YouTube and on Twitter. We're gonna be on Xbox Nation. I'm doing something with Blam this Thursday. It's a Q&A session, I believe. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We get to answer all your cool questions. Ask me what my favorite color is and everything else.
Army green. I already know.
Yep, it's gonna be green for sure. I'll be on the Shop Podcast on Saturday. We love you guys, the community. You guys are fantastic. We appreciate the support. You guys rock. Yeah, stay tuned for the next Console Corner with the new members. And we'll see you next time. See you.
I swear you'll play some video game.
Oh my God, he scared me again. He scared me again, you guys.
Later, guys. We're out of here.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace.